किया है और राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप से भी हमेशा हमारे बायलेटरल संबंधों के संबंध में बात होती रहती है।
Between India and Pakistan, there are many bilateral issues. And after last time we came, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, I called him up for congratulations, and I told him that Pakistan needs to fight poverty in India too. Pakistan needs to fight illiteracy in India too. Pakistan needs to fight disease in India too. And so together, let us join our forces to fight poverty and all issues that are facing our two countries. Let us work together for the welfare of the people of our two countries. And this is the message that I keep giving my counterparts in Pakistan, along with President Trump. He also keeps talking about the different bilateral issues between us.
Mr. Modi, would you like to have President Trump be involved in negotiating between Pakistan and India?
भारत और पाकिस्तान ये सारे इश्यूज बायलेटरल हैं और इसलिए हम दुनिया के किसी भी देश को इनके लिए कष्ट नहीं देते हैं और मुझे विश्वास है कि भारत और पाकिस्तान दुनिया की कोई समझनी पड़ी है हम मिलजुल कर हमारी समस्याओं पर चर्चा भी कर सकते हैं और समाधान भी कर सकते हैं।
India and Pakistan have all the issues are of bilateral nature, and we do not want to give aid to any country in the world to, in fact, try to do anything with these issues are bilateral. And I thought that before 1947, when we were one country, when even afterwards, we can find solutions to this issue.
Mr. President, is that on the table? I'm here. I have a very good relationship with both gentlemen I'm here. For any reason, but I think they can do it themselves. They've been doing it for a long time.
The China youth has said today publicly that it's more low-level calls that have happened and they're downplaying the significance of the calls the U.S. administration.
I don't know what you mean by that. Low level? The vice premier is low level? I don't think so. It's in your mind that low level. And what is the position of the gentleman who was quoted in the speech?
Well, I hear that came out with very significant things and we just communicated to the intermediary time for
The vice premier of China.
Yes, but I'm saying agree. I was just there was a statement that the spokesman reporting the future. They're more aware of the call.
I don't know about the story. There's been communication at the highest level. At the highest level. No, I don't know. And look, in the meantime, our country is doing great. We're doing great. Prime Minister just congratulated me. Everybody that's met has congratulated us on the job we're doing in the United States with our economy. Our economy is phenomenal. That's the and that's despite the trade deals. So when the trade deals get done, like we did with the China, we did a really big, tremendous trade deal. And we have others coming. We're negotiating now in earnest with the European Union. Because they want to do that. They want to do it. And I do too. So when we get these deals done, our country will be transformed. I mean, it'll be monetarily transformed. It's such a difference between the horrible, horrible one-sided deals that we had in the past. And frankly, past administrations should be ashamed of themselves for allowing that. Well, we have many of them. One of them is the USMCA, Mexico-Canada. And hopefully that'll get voted on very quickly. Everybody wants it to happen, so hopefully we can make that a bipartisan bill. But we have many trade deals that are doing very well, and including China. And I think it was necessary to go through this, you would say a rough patch, but I'd say maybe much more than a rough patch. But that's okay, because we can pay billions and billions of dollars. And we know that prices haven't gone up, and there's been no inflation, and we've put a lot of money in the treasury, and tens of billions of dollars. And I've given a lot of it to the farmers that were hurt. I've been able to give a lot of money, compliments of China, to the farmers that were hurt, because we gave them $16 billion, and we gave them $12 billion the year before. That made them whole. That was the amount of money that China didn't invest to our farmers, give to our farmers. So The farmers have been amazing, but they're very happy with the job we're doing. But eventually they're going to be the biggest, or one of the biggest beneficiaries.
Do you have any to the climate session? Are there any conclusions that you
I'm going to, in fact, it's going to be our next session. So we haven't had it.
Do you have a message that you'd like to deliver to?
No, I want clean air and clean water. And we're right now having the cleanest air and cleanest water on the planet. But that's what I want. I want absolutely clean air and clean water.
Mr. President, just briefly, that we saw the comments and they said what about wanting calm, exactly. Just wondering if you could clarify what you meant about the call. Was that with...
I don't want to talk about calls. We've had calls. We've had calls at the highest level.
I don't say about the fact that they're...
But the Vice Chairman put out a statement last night the way they stamped it, and said that he wants to make a deal and he wants calm. And I think it's a very good word to use, calm. Not a word that I use that often, but it's a good word to use. And I think it's one of the reasons that it's a great country, and they understand it. I think that message also helps with respect to Hong Kong. I really do. I think it makes it easier for Hong Kong to do something. And I think that President Xi will do something with Hong Kong. I really think that message is a good message with respect to what the ultimate outcome is in Hong Kong. Very, very positive message. And we appreciated it. We appreciated it. What else? Anything else?
Mr. President, what are your latest thoughts and your threats on pulling out of the WTO? And if you do, can I also ask Mr. President Modi what your response to that in terms of how it affects India's trade strategy?
Well, we haven't been happy with the WTO, but now we're winning cases. We won the big Airbus cases, you know. It's a tremendous case. I mean, it's billions of dollars. That was a very recent victory. We're winning cases, you know. And we're being treated more fairly now in the WTO, which we appreciate. Yeah.
मुझे लगता है कि हम दोनों को बात करने दीजिए, हम दोनों बात करते रहेंगे, जब जरूरत होगी हम लोगों को जरूर जानकारी पहुँचाएंगे।
He actually speaks very good English. We just don't want to.
And when we leave, we will communicate.
Russia has recently said they have no intention of asking to be readmitted to the G7. However,
I wouldn't expect that to ask. Because why would he? He's a proud man. He's done a real job. And why would he ask? Well, it's something we discussed, and it's under discussion. No votes or anything. I would be inclined to say yes, and so would others. And some probably wouldn't be, but it's just a discussion. No, I would think that he wouldn't do that because he's a proud man. He wouldn't ask, but if something would happen, he would be asked, and I'm sure he would say yes to that.
Do you have any indication from them that they would accept it?
No, I think it was a very good discussion. It was the initial discussion, but it was a very good discussion. But I think it would be appropriate. I think it would be good for Russia. I think it would be good for everybody. I think it would be a positive. But it's just a discussion that we had. It was a very interesting discussion. And very, I think ultimately people like the idea.
Mr. President, what would be your message to the American people in terms of what is your biggest achievement at this G7?
Well, we've had a lot of achievements. We have an achievement with Prime Minister Modi because we're doing great trade. We're doing a lot of trade with India. That's an achievement. I think, obviously, the Japan deal is a tremendous achievement because it's one of the biggest trade deals, and it affects directly our farmers. Given the fact that he's taking all of the excess corn that China didn't pay, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of corn, and he's buying that. Japan is buying all of that corn at a fair price. And, that's great. So that was very important. I also think that unity is very important. We had a very good, despite this episode, share no resemblance to what's taking place. You saw me with Chancellor Merkel, you saw me with all of them. We had the relationship is great. We have 7 nations. In addition to that, we have other nations like India and others that came in. Australia came in, Scott. We have a lot of people came in. And I'll tell you, it's been total unity.
What would be the area of most unity?
There's been no dissension. There's been no fights or arguments. There's been no know anything. I mean, it's been great unity here, and honestly, the papers haven't reported how good it's been.
So what would be your most common ground? You know, is it climate change? Is it gender equality?
We have a lot of things, but I think really the unity, the fact that we're all getting along so well, I think is one of the big takes from this. We really have good relationships, and we're doing a lot about a lot.
Just so we get our reporting right, I'm going to give us one more pass. When you were referring earlier to the extinction also, did you mean to say that there was also a call last night, or was there not actually a call last night? There were discussions, that's what it's talking about.
Last night, and before last night. Last weekend, and before last night. Numerous. They want to get something done. I've been saying that for a long reason. And why wouldn't they? They want to get something done. They've lost millions of jobs, and the supply chains are being hurt. And once those supply chains go, you can develop new supply chains, you can't get them back into China. So China is run by really a great leader. I think he's a great leader. He wants to do something. They lost over 3 million jobs in a very short period of time. A lot of companies have left China and they're leaving China. They want to get it done. I knew that. I could have told you that without talking, but we are talking.
And would you still like to see U.S. companies in China?
Depends on whether or not we make a deal. If we don't make a deal, I'd like to see him with China. If we make a deal, I'd like to see him stay there and do a great job.
Mr. President, on the Afghanistan, you had an updated timeline of very...
No time, whatever. We're no rush. We're there. We're really a peacekeeping force more than anything else, frankly. And so we could win that war in a very short period of time, but I'm not looking to kill 10 million people. Okay? And we are working along with the Taliban, with the government, and other people too. And we'll see what happens. No time. Thank you very much. We're going to be doing a news conference over a while.
One more thing.
You need one. You need one? I don't need one. I can't imagine any other question. I want to thank the Prime Minister. This is way more radio.
Would you allow them to have nuclear weapons? Would you allow them to have nuclear weapons?
Thank you, Press.
Would you allow India to have nuclear
weapons? Thank you, Press. Thank you, Press. Yes.
Thank you.